Welcome to Beyond the Darkness, a podcast about the EV Effect, where we hold space for honest conversations, real talk, and find hope in every story. I'm your host, Jessica Domingos, and we're glad you're here. Today, we are talking with my good friend and board member of the EV Effect, Lauren Deaton. Welcome to Beyond the Darkness.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm really glad you're here. We've been getting to know each other over the past 4 or 5 months.
Probably. Pretty close to that.
Yeah, it's been great. And every time we talk, I find out something new about you. And let's just start by talking about why you wanted to be on the EV Effect Board of Directors.
Yeah. So I would say I've always had a very special place in my heart for mental health. I am a counselor by trade, specifically a child and family therapist. And I've always kind of loved that world. I was a therapist for several years, a crisis consultant. Currently, I teach undergrad students at the University of Texas at Tyler about mental health, the needs of our community. I moved to Tyler about 6 years ago. And when I moved here, I was really astounded by kind of the difference in the mental health services that I saw moving from very rural Amish Indiana to East Texas. And it almost felt more conservative here in the sense of like how many services were available. And I just was never expecting that.
Yeah.
So when I heard things like the rates of suicide in our area, I was like, I need to do something about this. Like, I want to be a part of change because it doesn't have to be like this here.
Yeah, it doesn't have to. So moving from rural Indiana, that's a cultural shock if you're living in Amish country. What was that like?
Yes. So it was really the only thing I knew at the time, right? It's just, that's your norm if you're there all day, every day. But it's interesting going back home and I take my husband to the Amish grocery store down the street where there's, horse and buggy parking. But it was just always something I knew. But it was a huge culture shock moving here. Almost immediately, day one, I remember the first thing my mom and I did is we went to Chick-fil-A because we're like, nobody will be there.
Wrong. Was it wrapped around the road?
Right. Yeah, there was cars to the street. And I'm like, they must be having some sort of special. Like nobody goes to Chick-fil-A at home. Like we were going there because we were like hot and sweaty. But it's a cultural phenomenon here, we found out.
Yeah, that and Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
The line,
yes.
and Andy's Custard. Like those 3 places, you just need to be prepared to just relax in your car while you wait in line.
Right. And we walked in and immediately somebody was like, "You're not from around here." And then about 30 seconds later,
Stranger alert.
Yeah. Have you found your home church yet? And I was like, oh, okay. This is very personal. Very personal. Because
that is a personal question.
Very. Yeah.
But it is commonly asked.
Definitely. Yeah. And I soon realized that. I would say people were very much trying to convert me to any and every church within the first couple weeks. So it was a very interesting shift that happened.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, that's the Tyler experience.
It can be. Yes.
People are going to make sure you're plugged in.
Right.
And then you decided to plug into the EV Effect. So that's awesome. We're so glad that you joined our board. You've already made your mark. So we're going to do some great things together.
I would say hopefully a good mark.
Oh, yeah.
But no, like I said, I appreciate it. I always tell people, like, I just love being involved. I just want to put myself out there. I want to say yes to any and every opportunity that comes my way. So I'm glad that you accepted me into your fold.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you can never leave now. No, we have to have you. You've been wonderful so far. We're going to do some great things together. And this is one of them.
Yes.
You told me recently that when you were 19, you got diagnosed, was it with brain cancer?
No.
No.
So honestly, at the time, No one really knew what happened.
Okay.
Looking back, it kind of makes sense in a way. Like the signs were always there
Yeah.
leading up to it. But when I should have been 18 at the time because I
Okay.
was a senior in high school. Spring break, senior in high school, no
Oh.
less. I just
The
had
time you're supposed to be having a good time.
Oh, yes. That did not happen for me. But you live and you learn, right? No, I had woken up and my ear just really, really was painfully hurt. I'm not a whiner at all. I take pain very well
Mhm.
to the point where like I had previously like broke my arm and I didn't go to the doctor for like 2 days because I'm just like, it'll be fine.
Oh.
It'll be fine. So when I was complaining, my mom was like, something is
Yeah.
deeply wrong.
Something's really wrong.
Right. By the time I made it to the doctor that day, within like 30 minutes, my eardrum had burst
Oh, okay.
and I was literally dripping kind of brain fluid out
Oh
of
my
my ear.
gosh. That's just frightening.
Yes. So they did blood work. They were like, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. We're going to take you to the cancer center immediately. There's not any time.
Mhm.
I remember very much getting there because, again, I was in rural Indiana. The closest hospital kind of area was about 30, 45 minutes away.
Mhm.
So when we made it there, they're like, we've been expecting you. Lay down on this table. We're going to put this like stick in your mouth, and literally pulled out a hammer and chisel.
Oh
and
my gosh.
Took out a piece of my hip right there. Just squeeze your dad's hand. It'll be fine.
No anesthesia?
Mm-mm.
What?
Yeah. They're like, we don't have time for that. So
I
basically,
feel like there should always be time for a little anesthesia. Seriously.
yes, it was a wild experience to say the least. And it was very much like, we need to take all of this blood from you. Let me go back for just a second.
Yeah.
So the reason they were trying to take part of my hip that's gone for now and forever more was because they were trying to test my bone marrow right then and right there.
So that they could see what was going on, or so they could get you do like a stem cell, or what were they doing?
So they were trying to see why my blood levels were so askew. Because when I went to the doctor and I was bleeding from my ear, it was they had taken a look at my platelet count. And on average, to be in the normal range, you should have about 150,000 platelets in your regular kind of complete blood count. I was at 14,000.
Oh my God.
So they're like, is this possibly like a leukemia? So they were very concerned about that. So it was just sort of, this is how we're going to test it right here and right now. But they also just didn't know. So then it was, okay, we're going to take probably 20 to 30 tubes of blood while you're here too. But it's a stressful situation. And when you're in that kind of high stress environment, your body reacts to that. So all of my veins collapsed at the time. So they just kept trying. After about 20 attempts to get blood out of me, they're like, bring in Bob. He's the specialist. Bob, yes. So this man in a suit came in and ended up getting the blood out of the top of my feet, which was an experience too.
So no anesthesia, taking bone from your hip, and now they're taking blood from your feet.
All within about 2 to 3 hours time span.
What's going through your mind?
I was just really out of it in the sense of I had never been sick before. I was the person with perfect attendance all throughout school, and it was just happening so fast that I was kind of along for the ride, but a little bit terrified.
Yeah.
And they're like, we can tell that you're not doing well right now. So go down the street.
Of course you're not doing well.
Right. They're like, go down the street to Burger King, get you some food, and then we'll come back. And I was like, okay.
Is that the last time you ate Burger King?
It should have been. It should have been.
Like, don't want to eat Burger King anymore.
It should have been for sure. Looking back, I'm like, oh man. But then I just remember they admitted me to the hospital, straight to the ICU, and very much had a conversation in the hallway like I wasn't even there of we don't know what's going on and we don't know if she's going to make it through the night. So then it was this weird parade of people. See, I already feel it
That's
right there
okay.
in my
Just
voice. Yeah.
Take a drink.
This weird parade of people of like, it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I remember like really being so sick at that point. My friend bringing in like a get well soon card for me, and it had fish on it. And then all of a sudden, the fish swam off the card and were like swimming around my room. And I was like,
Oh, like a whole out of body kind of thing
it was
going
a
on?
full on
Full-on.
hallucination
Yeah.
that I was having. Now that I've had my mental health training, that I know, like if it's a visual hallucination, something medically is terribly wrong with you.
Okay.
If it's auditory, it's schizophrenia, typically. But at 18-year-old me was like, oh gosh, schizophrenia is right. It's coming.
Yeah.
Now it's happening. That's happening too. No. But now I know the difference of just there's something medically terribly wrong.
Yeah.
And I just went to sleep that night thinking,
Thinking that was it.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was in the hospital once not with something, I mean, it was serious. I had an abscess in my throat and I could not swallow.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically said, we have to do surgery. You have about 45 minutes before you suffocate and die. And I was literally writing out a list of people for my mom to call to say, tell them that I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought I was going to die.
Right.
And so that moment it's just so scary when you think that this is it. This is my last 45 minutes on earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so my thought was like, tell these people that I love them. So it's just,
Yes.
it's a lot. That's such an insane moment to think, well, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm not going to be here tomorrow.
And then it almost was more of like I was just so out of it and just so much had happened in the last couple hours that I was almost like at peace with that of just like, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, then I don't have to deal with this anymore.
A little bit, because I've definitely been poked and prodded and
Yeah, like let this end.
surgically altered at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you woke up the next day, obviously.
Yeah, right.
Obviously. Here you are.
There we go.
Here you are.
The miracle. Yes. Yeah, I woke up the next day and I felt better. The weird thing I do remember is looking down at my pillow because I had put my ear on my pillow and it was just, my pillow was orange. Guess what? Your brain fluid is orange. I didn't know that. We're getting all sorts of weird medical facts today.
Fun fact.
Yes, fun fact.
Brain fluid is orange.
At least mine is, so we'll take it that way. But yeah, definitely the doctors still had no idea what was wrong, what was happening. It was very much, it's leukemia. Then it wasn't. Then it was, we need you to sign this paperwork. It's probably AIDS. But we need like you to sign the paperwork for us to even test that.
Right.
And I was like, I promise you it's not.
Yeah, it's not. But
spoiler alert. So I did get tested for that. Cleared.
All good.
Yes. But what had kind of happened is through just weeding things out, I had this autoimmune disorder.
Okay.
That affects your blood. Specifically, instead of when you get an infection, so I had an ear infection, instead of my body attacking that infection, it attacks yourself. So it was specifically attacking my platelets. So any time I would get sick, I would just bleed, and a lot.
Wow.
So looking back, I was the kid riddled with like nosebleeds growing up.
Yeah.
And I was the kid who would just like get bumped on the soccer field and I would bruise. And so there was all these signs kind of leading up to it. It was
Yeah.
just this
It's
big.
weird how you can look back and see,
Yes.
like, well,
Oh, yeah, that happened.
right.
And then it was, well, I want to go to college, right? That's the whole dream. That's the whole thing. And then to be told, hey, you cannot get sick. Like, you cannot expose yourself to illnesses, or a cold could potentially trigger this. And then what? So I was just like, it'll be fine.
You're just like, I'm gonna take the odds.
Right. Yes.
So they're like, all the doctors are like, no.
No.
Would they just want what you're supposed to do? Just stay at home, kind of isolate yourself.
Kind of, sort of. It was just this, like, I didn't want to be the bubble girl.
Right. Yeah.
I still wanted to go to school. I'm a little bit of an overachiever. You might have noticed this at some point.
It's probably why we get along.
Maybe. I love doing all the things. School was important to me. Extracurriculars were very important to me. So I was told, don't go to school. Like, finish out the rest of your senior year at home.
At home. Yeah.
I didn't do that. I did half days the rest of the school year. I was still working part-time at McDonald's, as one does. I was still working part-time as a soccer referee, and I went to school in the fall like I was supposed to, or like what I wanted to do.
I'm just trying to imagine your parents being like, no, you're not going to do these things. We're afraid. And you're like, oh, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
Try and stop me. I'm going up to McDonald's.
Right.
I will cook those fries.
Yes. And hang out with my friends and get free food and all the things. But I was not your typical high schooler in the sense of I was doing all of those things, but then also, I have to go see my oncologist every Monday and get B12 shots every week. And I have to do 9 steroid shots and pills a day for months. So I went from probably 140 pounds when I first went to the hospital in March to about 200 pounds by May. Like, it was a drastic change.
Wow.
But taking 9 steroids a day will do that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say I worked at McDonald's too. So there was lots of, Big Macs galore.
But really it changed like your metabolism. Sure. Like, it just, steroids will do that.
Yes.
So that's a lot in one day.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a big change for me. Everything about me changed. And your body just changes so much when you kind of go through that medical experience.
Right.
My hair changed color, changed texture. I got acne for the first time ever. I gained 60 pounds. My voice shifted. Really? Yes. Yeah. So there was a lot of weird changes that you just don't expect. Nobody talks about ever. You're just told, hey, you just have to trust and believe in this doctor that you've never met before. Like, your life is in their hands, and you just are like, okay.
Wow.
They know best.
Well, obviously you've lost that weight.
Yes. Yeah. It took some time. Yeah.
Yes. You're like, not going to stay here.
Yeah.
So you don't have to take steroids anymore?
No. But the concern is always, like, if I have a flare up again, if I get sick again, what does that look like for me? So it's this constant ongoing threat, because I would say the autoimmune disorder that I have is going to stay with me the rest of my life.
What's it called?
It's called ITP. It is long word.
Okay.
I know. Idiopathic, the T word, very long, and I don't want to butcher it. And then purpura. I do know that the P is purpura.
We'll just call it ITP.
There you go. So basically gets its name because your skin, you will get tiny little purple bruises all over your skin, like where you have like clothes that kind of brush up against it. So I'm always very cautious of if I start to see these little purple dots, it's time to kind of go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And then I would start.
So that's your trigger to know, like, oh, I've got to go.
Right.
I've got to go now.
Right now. Yes. And then the steroid treatment will follow after that.
So you just kind of live in fear of the next flare up and what that's going to look like. Or what do you try to do?
Yeah.
How do you overcome just the fear of that happening?
It is a struggle every day in the sense of I try not to think about it a lot. I really, really desperately try not to think about it. But then there will be flare-ups. COVID happened, right? And everybody went home.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I need to stay home because this is something I desperately cannot get.
Right.
I did get COVID. I did have a flare-up. I was sick for close to 7 weeks with COVID. I had a double ear infection. I lost my voice for probably four weeks. I would say it was rough. But we made it through. I would say my bigger issue is just this fear of like walking into a doctor's office that I have now. That's the hardest to really overcome.
Just seeing a doctor's office is just like
yes,
because it just brings it all back.
Right. Because I was diagnosed afterwards with what they call white coat syndrome.
Yeah.
So even just seeing a doctor, my heart rate goes through the roof. The tears typically start. We have a semi-panic attack.
Yeah.
Every time.
Well, justifiably so.
Right.
That's a lot to go through and to continue to go through.
Yeah, I would say especially if your doctor changes.
Right.
So once I get close or like once I have a couple appointments with one, I'm like, okay, this is going to be okay. And then they're like, we're moving.
Yeah. We're moving. I'm retiring. Like, no.
Yes. So like, you're staying here just for me.
Yeah.
Nobody else matters here. No, just kidding. But it's always a shift. And I remember going to the doctor, and the doctor had already told me, hey, I'm going to retire soon, or I'm moving. That's what it was. It was, I'm moving. And they're like, your blood work doesn't look great, but our office is about to close. And we could do the testing now, but again, we're about to close. So you need to go down to the ER because it could either be mono or it could be cancer. But again, we could test for it, but we're about to close.
Okay, you told me that story. And I was just like, what?
Yes.
Like you could have, you might have cancer, but it's more important that we're closing.
Right.
Like that's what's important to me today. Not helping you with your possible cancer. That's just shocking.
Yes. And so it was just like, all right, bye. Let us know how it goes. And I would say the whole drive to the ER was pure panic mode of like, I cannot go through this again.
Right.
Like I am not ready to go through this again.
And
it was mono.
It was mono. You know, the one time you're like, yes, I have mono.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for the mono.
Right. Yeah.
That's hilarious. But I mean, not funny, but you know.
No, it was funny.
I mean,
that's how you have to kind of look at it.
I mean, you sometimes you have to have some dark humor to deal with what you've gone through.
Right.
And you have to find a way to laugh.
Yeah. I've said since moving to Texas that Texas is trying to kill me. Point blank period. It is killing me. So I've got COVID, mono, Lyme's disease since being here. So I'm telling you, it's out to get me. I didn't know what allergies were before I moved here either.
The allergies are real.
They are.
They're no joke. Spring hits and everybody's like, oh.
Yes. So we're making it through though.
So through going through all of that, you do have a really successful life. You have a beautiful family. You get to have amazing students and teach them things. So it seems like you're very resilient. I mean, you were like, no, I'm still going to go to school. You're not going to work. You're not going to stop me. You are unstoppable. Like,
yeah.
I
appreciate that.
you are. And that gives me hope
Mhm.
to see that you've been through such a huge thing and you didn't let it stop you.
Mhm. Yeah, I would say being in the hospital that first time really fundamentally changed like who I was. I went from like, all right, I'm just going through the motions to somebody who was like, I need to be intentional about living. I need to say yes to anything that comes my way.
Yeah.
And I made that a point to like, I'm going to keep living. I'm going to keep doing what I got to do day in and day out. And it's like, if you want me to sit at home, it's not happening. Like,
Right.
if you want me to just wait until the next doctor's appointment, it's also not happening. I'd rather be, I don't know, traveling the world
Yeah.
than sitting at home waiting for the next doctor's appointment.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're choosing on a daily basis to live intentionally
Right.
and to create a good life. That's so hopeful.
Well, thank you.
I
Because
hope you feel hopeful.
there are times, you're right. I would say I struggle with it too, where I would say spinning things in a very positive direction is a challenge for me at times.
Yeah.
And so through years of introspection and counseling training, have to also work on myself, and I have to be intentional about the decisions that I make and who I want to be as a person. And so again, I have to be intentional about being hopeful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to choose it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going to find some hope through this because it's going to save me.
Yeah, and sometimes that's the only thing you can kind of hang on to
Mm-hmm.
is this idea of like, tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow I can choose it again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every day.
Mm-hmm.
Choosing to keep going, choosing to do something wonderful with your life, choosing to go on vacation. I mean,
I have a problem with that.
like not going enough or going or
Well,
always
it depends on who you ask. I would say if I could go on about 4 more vacations a year, I would.
I just like to go on one.
You can go with me if you want.
Okay.
See, there you go.
See, we need to say yes to more things. Not everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes you have to say no. But yeah. Well, I think your story is incredible. I think you're doing some amazing things. I love how you've found a way to take that and intentionally find things that give you purpose and give other people hope, because hope is life-saving. And I think so many people are going to hear your story and be like, wow, like look at that. Look what she did. Like, look what she went through. She's still standing. She showed up today and she wanted to inspire people. And I just love that. And I think you're wonderful. And I'm just so proud to call you my friend. And I mean, obviously happy to have you be part of the EV Effect, but really, I'm just blessed to know you.
That means so much. Like I said, we talked about it in the hallway. I struggle to take compliments. We're all a work in progress. So I'm going to accept it.
I am going to spend a lot of time helping you get over that.
Thank you.
Because
yes,
you're phenomenal. And I don't, maybe you just don't know. I'm going to keep telling you how awesome you are until you believe it.
And as the podcast progresses, I'm going to get redder and redder in the face. Is it happening?
Good. No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I do have a gift for you.
Okay.
I have this Beyond the Darkness journal.
Okay.
To remind you that you've made it beyond the darkness and that you do have hope and to live in the light.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's for you.
Thank you so much.
Anything that you want to leave people watching this with, what is your big message to the world?
I would say it took me a long time to get there, but I really do believe in like the power of being intentional. So many people just expect to be happy, or they see themselves and they're like, well, this is how it should be. But you have to be intentional about it. If you want to be happy, you got to be intentional about being happy.
Right.
I think we often don't know truly what makes us happy, what makes us hopeful. And so explore, figure that out for yourself. Everybody is going to have different coping skills, different self-care, and explore it.
Well, those should be's, that's not your voice, right?
Oh, no.
That's the
Yeah.
expectation that we think other people have on us,
Mm-hmm.
right? So living authentically yourself and not kind of not caring about what other people think.
Right.
Like, I don't know how you get there. I'm a work in progress.
Yes.
But you're right. Like choosing to be intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a choice
a
every
choice.
single day. And like I said, it took me a while to get there because we often are the worst judges for ourselves,
Oh, 100%.
right? And we're told, hey, this will make you happy.
And we don't give ourselves enough grace.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out what works for you in the long run.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Oh, please come back again.
Yes.
Yes, we'll definitely come back again. This has been Beyond the Darkness, where we find hope in everybody's story. And we just want to remind you that your story belongs here. Thank you for watching.